Hello, I'm Laura Cornelius and you're watching South West London TV. This is the first of a series of behind-the-scenes reports on the emergency services here in South West London. I'm here with David Chinchen, who is Commander of the Met Police here in Wandsworth. Thank you so much, first of all, for meeting with us. Could you tell us a little bit more about yourself and your policing achievements before you became the Commander of Wandsworth?
Well, I've got 31 years in the Metropolitan Police. I've worked at most police boroughs across South London and occasionally at Scotland Yard. Before I came to Wandsworth, immediately before, I was dealing with gangs and knife crime in London. And I suppose some of my policing achievements are very much around the way that we've dealt with knife crime.
How is Wandsworth different from other London boroughs?
Wandsworth is a very safe inner London borough, comparatively, and if you look at the figures. It is a borough of contrast. It's a borough with some pockets of deprivation, but it's other very incredibly wealthy areas. So it's a really mixed environment. It's a mixed community as well, but it's characteristic of an inner London borough. It's got the river, which is an added dynamic to it. And it's got the commons. So it's a lovely environment, and it's a lovely environment to live and work in.
What are the policing priorities in Wandsworth for 2013?
The policing priorities for Wandsworth will always be the priorities of the community in Wandsworth. And they are essentially about violence. They're about violence in the street. They're about tackling some of the issues we have with a number of gangs and groups. And burglary offences particularly, breaking into people's homes.
What are the main police teams within the borough and what do they do?
I have just over 700 staff, sort of mixed of officers and support staff. The main teams are emergency response teams, which deal with the 999 calls. And then you have the neighbourhood teams, which are much better known and well known in terms of their contact with the local public. And then you have broadly an area of investigative teams, the CID. But I also have over 100 volunteer police officers as well that give of their time each month and each week to patrol the streets of Wandsworth.
What are the big public events coming up in 2013 that will have a strong police presence?
Well, certainly the boat race in a couple of weeks will be a focus for us. It's an annual event. This year it's different. It's on a Sunday. We've got a cycle race that will be a rerun of the Olympic cycle race in the summer, and then we've got the fireworks events probably in the autumn.
What police achievement made you most proud in the last 12 months?
Well, I think it has to be the Olympics. In terms of the sheer response of the Metropolitan Police and the response in this borough to the pressures that our officers were put under and the demands placed on them. It was a very demanding period. They had very little rest, very little holiday last year. But I think we did the right balance of activity. The focus was on the sport rather than the policing. And that certainly has made myself proud, and I know my officers are proud of their achievements.
Your tagline, total policing, every opportunity, every tactic. What does that mean exactly?
It means relentlessly fighting crime. It means taking every opportunity to hinder, disrupt, arrest, prosecute those that cause harm to others. That's what we're about.
Neighbourhood policing seems to be changing a lot in the last few months. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Neighbourhood policing is the bedrock of our policing style. There will be some changes, but those changes are about us putting more officers into neighbourhood teams and building our capacity to police through those neighbourhood teams. So we're looking forward to those changes coming through over the summer and into the autumn. But ultimately, we're recruiting more officers next year. We've got 2,000 new constables coming into the Met next year. And we will, as we move forward with these changes, put a large proportion of those new officers into neighbourhood teams.
If you had one piece of crime prevention advice for everyone out there, what would it be?
People can just do some simple things in relation to their own mobile phone. We've all got them. Each phone has a unique number, an IMEI number. You just have to press in *#06# into your phone and it will draw up that unique number. Write that down, keep it somewhere. We can track your phone and hopefully recover it using that number.
David Chinchen, thank you so much today for talking to South West London TV and giving all of the viewers an insight into all of the great work that the police do here. I'm Laura Cornelius and you're watching South West London TV. We'll see you next time.